Welcome back to the show. You know it is the one on triple G.O.D, aka Bishop Elder Pastor L, live from the synagogue. And I'd like to welcome you properly back to, and let's do it right. Put the ones up, put them up in the air, put them up in the air for your number one Sentai Gozyuger. Episodes 1 through 6. Oh, yeah, we gliding them together. You thought, nah. See, you know what I'm saying? 2025 got to come and try different with this work live from the synagogue. You know what it is. So let's clean up some things. Most importantly, number one, shout out to my main man, Pastor Minister W, holding down the synagogues on the east and the south side. Collect them building funds, players. You know what it is, baby. Let's say the thing you know Uncle Triple's gonna say. Oh my God, we need a Sentai fighting game like you have no business. I'm like, one of these days, I'm going to make a string of videos about Sentai Tokusatsu and how we can make better fighting games. Man, shout out to Super Climax Heroes and the community that hold that down and things like that. Um, Here's the other thing you're probably expecting me to say, and I'm going to say it anyway. Yes, I do need to see Masahiro Inoue just show up in this show as Akaret. I need that. Or hell, I'll take a Captain Marvelous, bro. I will take. He shows up as Gokai Red, dog. Like that. Like my head will be on the floor right now. But yo, shout out to Masahiro Inoue. You know what I'm saying? Doing this thing. That's not why we're here, though. It's not, and you know it's not. Yo, y'all want to hear about Gozyuger? And again, before somebody hop in the comments, I know my boys in the lab was cooking when they knew I was finna come get in the pulpit and preach. They was like, "Yo, you know that the rounds are broken up in a way that you're stopping too early." And I looked at the scientists and I was like, "I know, but given what it is that the first 6 episodes provide, it is a perfect place to stop, take a breath, for me to hop into Gojuger and talk to y'all about it." And you're kind of lost right now, and I know. Throw the ones up. We're gonna be alright. Throw the ones up. So here is where we are right now in Gozyuger. We have done a lot, and I mean a lot of establishment, enough for us to literally like sit and understand at this juncture, with me being 6 episodes in and knowing I'm a couple behind, about what the show is literally. And today's key word is establishment, because we are at the beginning of a Sentai here, children. Establishment. So you might be wondering, elaborate on establishment for us, please. It's kind of my job. So, establishment. We start with, however, a man with no ish, a man with nothing. By the time we get to episode 6, you didn't see him stretch his legs a little bit. Because the reason, and again, and I want to get into it because it's on my mind, but it's later. It's later in my brain and in my notes, but I'm in here right now. I understand now what I didn't understand when I reacted to the trailer about why the leader is a wolf. Now I know the answer. When Hoeru starts, he is literally a lone wolf. 6 episodes in, even given that the squad ain't all the way on the same page, he's become the leader of this pack, of the of this team who needs to collect the Sentai rings. See, I love it when Sentai does that stuff. When you think about the aesthetics and how they flow into the story, However, was a perfect wolf. I can't even give him anything other than that praise, because all this man done is reach his hand out and show up for everybody he bumped into, and for somebody who's a lone wolf, where we ultimately learn that yo, he got family issues, he got things going on, like he done lost his brother, he done literally sat up here and watched his mom and daddy make new babies in front of him, and he's just kind of like no. But I think he's gonna be all right. But even given this, and I'm gonna be doing a lot of jumping around because that's what's good about reviewing this in the glob. That real moment he had with Prime Minister Don, like that really like had that moment. And one thing that I don't want to say that I have a problem with Gozyuger is that when we get into talking about the other 4, that it just seems that in the and again, and this is just because, and now I'm taking it back, but I'm coming forward with it. The immediate establishment of we introduce a lot of things and then we quickly close the book on them, and we're gonna get into that in a moment. How something was immediately a thing, and then it's immediately not a thing. But I've been watching Sentai for how long? You are talking to the man who literally sat up and waited 41 episodes for a character to literally get comeuppance. I have nothing but time. I have nothing but time for this show to literally come back to what we are establishing in the first six to come and pick it back up. You know what I'm saying? So again, Hoeru is the perfect red for this right now because I don't really think you can have another red like that given what the stakes are. Given what the stakes are, because again, everybody wants something. And again, we learned in episode 6 more than one way to grant a wish, especially with Prime Minister Don 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 Don. So there is a lot of room in there to do things. And I want to see what the things do. Let's talk about Rikuo for just a brief minute. Former idol star, all of that. Something about gray eyes. That man slicker. That man slicker than a stick of butter. Shout out to my man Jet Jackson, rep all day long. I love Rikuo, and I'm like, and it's like, and here's the thing that you may sit up here and be like, yo, he finna say that. I am ready for the bouquet payoff. Like I'm like this, that bouquet payoff is gonna come right at the end of the series when Bouquet realizes that Rikuo and Goju Leon are the same. That payoff is going to be amazing. And again, I say that in confidence because I know Sentai ain't gonna let me down when that comes. And it's like it may be the law moment of it all, but that payoff is going to be amazing. But yo, I love Rico. I love his swag. I love what he got going on. The gray eye thing. I'm wondering what the payoff for that is going to be. I'm like, it is what it is. Um, y'all wanna talk about Ryugi, aka Tega Sword, the Stand Man? No, he's really strong and can pick up things because in this season the Rangers have civilian powers. So let's review the powers for the first three people we've talked about, the other two. So Howeru, because he's Goshu Wolf, he can smell things, and because Rikuo's a lion, he can hear shit. So I don't know. I'm trying, but he can hear things, and like we just said, Ryugi can pick up things because he really strong. So here's the thing. Like I said, is that because again, Rikuo and Ryugi came in at the same time as a duo. So it's like Rikuo again with that man charisma at like 9,001. It's like of course he stole the show like I'm an idol, did all that work. But to have Ryugi just be like, yo, oh heavenly take a sword in Sentai's name, let me put in this work a man looking ass nigga. And it's just like, okay, there's something up to that. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I don't really think we gonna get levels of what we got from episode 6 and Hoeru, though. I don't think we gonna get that in an immediate term, but I want to see more. I want to see more development. That other than because you know what? Back that up. Back that sentence up. Hit backspace. Why? Because it's got to be more complicated than I love Take a Sword and I've got his posters all over my wall. It's got to be bigger than that. And I have to give again. I have to give the Sentai the time to build to that, to give me what it is that I know that I want. I want to see more character development because for anybody who's been watching me review this stuff for as long as I have, I'm a sucker. I'm a sucker for evolution in characters. And Ryugi at this point, super one note. That's going to change by the end because, again, I have faith in the Sentai that it will take care of me on that. Here's my thing when it comes to Joji. I kind of felt that the old man secret thing was a little bit fast forwarded to get to the point of, well, I'm old, my wife is dead, my son don't give a fuck, my granddad lost, but he cool now. I'm gonna go sit up here and go be number one. And as long as you want to be number one and eat eggs, you will look young forever like your Zeku in Street Fighter 5. Yes, I did just make that reference. Don't do that. Anyway, again, another episode of that when we got that stuff in episode 4, when you really got down and sat up here and it's like the one thing that again, and I guess even in Joji, I should just say this now, even in these establishment episodes, it does the proper work of giving the character in question the shine they need to be. This is me. This is who I am. This is what I got immediately going on. Come fuck with your boy. And that episode with Joji and the Boogie Time Bronx Monster, because that's what we finna call his ass, the no one Boogie Down Bronx Monster looking ass. Like he was able to sit up here and do his La Fiesta and sit up here and pull out a motherfucking bow and dump on niggas. He did that successfully. I say this, I do feel the whole dealing with the family part, it felt rushed to me, but it wasn't rushed because I felt it was missing a little something that would have made it cohese better. As I ain't got nothing to live for, but I do now because my wish is to sit up here to be the number one party king, La Fiesta. So I'm expecting them to do a whole lot more with the twist that he's an old man, but I really don't feel you really gonna probably get that to probably after you introduce whatever your 6th to 7th or 10th Gozyuger is gonna be, and you get to establishing all that, and then you've got to get some filler in there before we get superpowers and 9 Tegosaurs show up and turn into 1 Tegosaur. It's a thing. Something Daijujin, we were going to mention that because of the whole I stopped at episode 6 but watched the previews for 7 thing. Let us quickly at the same time give the shine to Sumino. Like, yo, in the first 6 episodes, if your name wasn't Sumino or your name wasn't Hoeru, you won an all-star, bro. You won an all-star. Sumino showed up and sat up here and immediately threw wrenches, plural, not a wrench, wrenches in the immediate work of what was going on with the rest of them while they sitting up here like, we're the Gozyugers, we're friends. Sumino's like, yo, my sister dead, I think, man. Fuck your life, bitch. And it's just kind of like, I respect that. Now again, understanding that her whole arc, because she literally had an arc inside of an arc inside of an arc that we're still not finished with yet, of she couldn't engage because she needed to literally get to the nitty gritty of what was really going on. And it's like, and it was good that the show and establishment was like, yo, we've got tragic character here who lost her sister, who lost her job because of her pursuit of what the truth believed to be inside of her, of I want revenge, like Contra. Like, it's time for revenge. When was the last time I'd have said that? Damn, I love me some Contra. We should probably talk about Salamander 3, but not right now. Shout out to him to the guys. Anyway, I appreciate this. That y'all gave, that the show gave Sumino a chance to sit up here to be outside the ball with Prime Minister Don and sit up here and build up the I don't give a fuck, I'll stomp your ass, to getting friendship no jutsu technically by Hoeru, because like, you can kill me to get information about your sister, but Hoeru was like, man, bitch, you don't want the fucking smoke. You don't want the smoke with that murder, son. And then she didn't want the smoke with that murder. And she's like, the truth is, I just want to help niggas. Henshin, bitch. And it went down. The thing is that with that link between Sumino and Rikuo, and like understanding that he's a former idol. I forgot to mention that, which probably has something to do with the disappearance of Sumino's sister Uto. You got to sit up here and wonder, like, were Rikuo and her dating? Like, what was the deal with that? Because I'm gonna be for real. After I saw Joji, and I was kind of like, I was wondering, was Sumino a mother? Because that would have been a hell of a twist. That you know what I'm saying, that she looked young, but she a little older than what she looked, and she's a mom. That would have been a twist. Uto's her daughter, bro. That'd have been a twist. But I'm like, there's a lot you can do with that. But at the same time, you know what I'm saying, I'm kind of glad they didn't. But that would have been a dumbass twist. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would have been there for all that smoke. Like, yo, my daughter got kidnapped by this former idol star, dog. I understand, like, Sentai goes places. I don't think it's ready to ever go there. But yo, I'm gonna say this though. Gozyuger has been going in Amsterdam, and I love it. And I am ready to get back into the remainder of what round one is, and come back and come do some reviews. And then once we get a little more, excuse me, about to cough, get a little more into it, maybe we can get back into singular episodes. Maybe I can flow back to the other stuff. But I gotta say, and I probably should have said this in the opening, I am glad that I'm back to this work, because Gozyuger has been delivering the good. But I probably already said that 50 times. I gotta appreciate that it's delivering the goods. I gotta appreciate that, because yo, it feels good to get back into reviewing Sentai, being able to sit down and enjoy it again. I'm like, yo, I've missed this stuff. And if the first 6 episodes are any indication of what this show can do, we're going to be in for one hell of an anniversary show, if nothing else. That's it for me, y'all. Yo, I'm glad you guys sat down, got to listen to your boy spit this heat on this Gozyuger work. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we're going to finish up the rest of round one, and I'll come back with another review, you know what I'm saying, once I get those in the bag and get those reviewed. Because, yo, like I accidentally kind of said, but not said, but said, the end of episode 6, they was like, yo, Daijujin just out of nowhere. And whoever sitting up here rocking the red suit, like, they doing things. And I've heard things from the boys in the lab. Things are getting done. Like, the levels of what things are getting done, they are getting done. And I cannot wait for more of that. But regardless of that, we've got plenty more show for all of you. And we've got it right after these commercial messages. See, tricked your ass. Yeah. My evil laugh is still on point, though. But regardless, love us some Gozyuger. Appreciate you guys coming through, holding down the synagogue. My main man, Minister W. I see you, boy. We back to work. More show after this.